globalization is generally said to promote cultural homogenization, but due to this, cultural specificities appear to be strengthened in the Indian society. Elucidate. See, when you have the key term as elucidate, elucidate is like trying to give some example, trying to explain the person in a very easy manner, trying to give some example, real life thing that's happening, trying to illustrate it. So, globalization is generally said to promote cultural homogenization. So, in the first part of the answer, I try to agree with this statement that yes, some part of the cultural homogenization is going on. I started with intro part by defining what globalization meant to me. Globalization is like interconnectedness and interrelationship between the economies, people, culture of different countries. How it can lead to cultural homogenization, that was the first part. Cultural homogenization, how did it lead? For example, we all now wear jeans very, very frequently. That's a kind of a wear that we have taken from the Western society. The food that we are eating, the food habits have been changing because we are having working women now, and we are having the impact of the international society on the forms of entertainment also can be something where our cultures are getting more homogenized. This has been the impact of globalization. So you're kind of agreeing with the statement, but due to it, cultural specificities appear to be strengthened in the Indian society. See, notice the fact that the question is itself trying to focus on the strengthening of cultural specificities. Now, I was wondering what these cultural specificities are being talked about. So, what came to my mind at that moment was, for example, due to globalization, what has also happened is the media has played a huge role. For example, you have the social media, you have platforms like YouTube where you have also videos coming from the Indian country. So the specific cultural traditions of regional levels, they are now being showcased on an international platform. I was reminded of how Navratri is celebrated at such a grand level. It's not more a puja, but like of a gathering where all people come together to sing and dance. They spend their time together. Internationally, this is being done. This is being broadcasted on the internet and the TVs. So this is cultural specificity that is now being strengthened. Talk about other things like such regional festivals like Ganesh Chaturthi. Like Ganesh Chaturthi was a festival that started very late in Maharashtra. But now today it's taken an all India fervor. So this globalization has played a huge role because media has now highlighted how important that particular deity could be for the entire country. So these are some specificities which are strengthened due to globalization. And for example, I was also reminded of the dances. How the classical dances are now getting a platform at an international level. How our folk songs, especially the folk songs. See, folk songs, I was reminded of how the Rajasthani singers, they're now getting an opportunity to perform at a global level. So our cultural traditions are now being especially encouraged globally. When you talk about folk songs, I was also reminded of the tribal handicrafts. Tribal handicrafts are our cultural specificities. But now since countries like Europe, etc., they are demanding a lot of our handicrafts because they feel that this is something they really like. So, these are being strengthened. So I try to focus on the strengthening part.